Good evening and welcome to this week's episode of Visibility Made Easy. This show is put together by me, the Queen of Being Seen, Jenny Kovacs, for many good reasons, but here are reasons that you need to know. First reason, I put this show together so that I can share little visibility nuggets so that I can talk to you, connect with you, find out what's going on in your world, and hopefully provide some information that helps to raise your visibility so that you're seen, heard and visible. And first on the line is young Ian, who says, "Hey up Jenny," and everyone else. And the reason that Ian says that is I know that he is based in Yorkshire in the UK. So whether you're watching this now or whether you're watching this on the replay, just type in the box, let me know whereabouts, not only in the UK, but in the world you're from. I know that I have people in Europe, in America, in Hong Kong, in all sorts of places all over the world that watch these lives, and I thank you so much for watching them. So today I'm going to talk about visible speaking. Now there's so many different things that I can share. So what I will say first off is if you know someone who is a speaker or they are an aspiring speaker, they want to speak to more audiences, they want to present to more audiences, or they want to start growing their reach and becoming more international, then share this with them. You can share this video with them in a private message, you can share it onto their timeline, you can even share it into your own Facebook pages or groups if you have them too. And that's just one way to raise your own visibility to the people around you. So let's talk about visible speaking. As you know, especially if you have followed any of my work, I come at it from three different angles: the head, the heart and the hands. So what do I mean by that? The head is like the mindset, sometimes the things that propel us forward and often the things that stop us. The heart is the passion, you know, that thing you cannot stop talking about, the thing that you want to share, the thing that you want to tell everybody about. It could be the subject that makes that happen. It could be that you are ranting because you're sick and tired of seeing something and you want to put a stop to it. It could be any of those. So that's the passion, where that comes from. And the hands is the actual doing. Now, a lot of my audience follow all sorts of different modalities. Some of you are into law of attraction, some of you are into the driving force, and regardless of who you are and what you do, I believe that it all starts with the mindset, how we think about ourselves. We can either empower ourselves or disempower ourselves. The next thing is our passion, because like driving a car, if we're running at 150 miles an hour, it's so in your face, it's too much for people to bear. But at the same time, if you're trickling slightly too slowly for your audience, and every audience is different, then they might find it hard to catch up with you. So it's about how to channel that, how to deliver it in easy ways that your audience can understand, maintain and keep. And then the hands are the practical part. So now you know what you want to do, you've got your head straight, but you want to get out and do it. You've got the passion in your heart. There are some practicalities that you'll need to know about. And this is why I wanted to tackle speaking. Or for some of you, it's presentations. Either way, that could be in front of huge audiences worldwide. It could be in front of a local audience. It could even be in front of your work colleagues. But the thing that I know about you is that you want to make a difference and you want to be effective. So here are a few things that I've learned along the way when it comes to speaking visibly. And you're going to see lots of different posts around how to really propel and leverage your own visibility in front of your own audiences in a way that you love. So if you are watching this, regardless of how far after this video or how much into this video, what I would love you to do in the comments below is to let me know what you would like to hear more about. What kind of things would you like to know more about? What would you like to hear more of? So I'm just going to pull this a bit closer to me so I can read your comments as well. What kind of things would you like to hear more of? Where do you get stuck? Where do you need assistance? So here goes. Some of you will be right at the start of your speaking journey, whether that's speaking on camera for video, whether that's speaking live to a live audience, or whether it's even just kind of one-on-one conversations. And some of you will already have been out there but decided that you want to leverage it. Things like podcasts, things like Facebook Lives, things like live speaking gigs, all sorts of different ways in which you can go out and connect with your audience. And what's interesting to me is I do a lot of online stuff, but I also do a lot of offline stuff. So the online leverages the offline, and that's what I want to be able to share with you. So in terms of speaking, there are lots of different things, and here's some of the things that I've been asked about, even in the last few weeks, and some of the things I'm doing. So if there is a specific thing, hey France Lees, thanks for saying hi. If there's a specific thing that you want to know about or question you want to ask, please pop it in the box below. I've spoken to audiences, tiny, small, from a handful of people to bigger, hundreds of audiences. I've spoken to audiences here in the UK, not just in London where I live, but nationally. I've presented to people in Glasgow. I've presented to people in Nottingham, in Birmingham, in Bristol, in Manchester, but I've also stood on stages in America too. I have also shared things online, and whether it's a tele-summit or a webinar or anything else like that, whether it's by yourself or with someone else, hi Faye, there are lots of different ways that you can approach this. So here's how to be visible. So let's start with beginners, and you could be an absolute beginner, or you could be sort of making the decision that you want to go out there more. In fact, while you're watching this, let me know, would you class yourself as a beginner, an intermediate, or like a medium? Make it easy for typing. So beginner, medium, or advanced. What would you say you are in terms of speaking? Are you beginner, medium, or advanced? Type in which one it is in the box. And if any questions spring to mind as I'm sharing this, then by all means ask them in the box while we're live too. And then I will go off and have my dinner. But first, a sip of my tea. So in the last 6 months alone, and we are just halfway through this year already, can you believe it? In the last 6 months alone, I have had to present, and I'm going back from January to the current day. So I've presented to boards, actual board meetings. Sometimes it's been to give information, sometimes it's been to educate them on something, and other times it's been to inspire them. And even a handful of times it's been because I've needed to give a presentation to sell my products and services. So for those of you, wherever you are, that are looking at getting from doing what you're doing now and actually getting that maybe into a more corporate environment, a more business setting, this could be something that's more new to you. I have also this year, although I've traditionally gone and spoken to business groups for an hour or so, or been a guest on somebody's radio show or interview for an hour or so, I've also found that I am able to command a fee for speaking, whether it's at a conference or whether it's, for a group or an organisation or a business. So there's that part of speaking too. And I've spoken, so I was fortunate enough to go to Mexico to a lovely lady who helps you to embody your words on her yoga retreat, yoga and book writing. Two things that I don't claim to be excellent at, but things that I wanted to know. And the reason that I share just those with you, and that's not even everything I've done this year, is because there is absolutely no reason why you can't be doing that same stuff if you don't want to, if you want to too. So let's have a look at some of your comments. So we've got some of you that are classing yourself as medium speakers. So that's great. So I'll throw out a tip. In fact, I'll do that now, and I'll go through your comments so that you'll hopefully get in nuggets, not only from your own questions and comments that you're posting, but from other people's. So here's the rub that I found with being a medium speaker. So I'd started going out and speaking to lots of different business groups and lots of, I would say, personal development and personal interest groups. So whether it was like I've said, yoga or book writing, or I've even spoken for, and this was going back a few years now, I spoke for the Women's Institute, for the WI. It's perfectly possible. The first thing is to decide who you want to speak to, and then to elevate that. So when you're a medium and you're going out there and speaking, you're in this kind of weird no man's land of wanting to speak more, wanting to get more speaking gigs without kind of being forceful. So here's the first thing, and this is not going to sound like a dynamic tip, but I've got a visibility vibe system where it's important for you to be visible, to make an impact, to be able to share your story, to manage it all with your energy, and to sell your services and to speak really well. And one of the things that I find when you're in that medium phase is you're in between a rock and a hard place. So my biggest tip for you as a medium speaker, become more visible as a speaker. So how do you do that? Actually step away from the screen and start going to meetings. Now, if you're stumped for where to go, try Eventbrite and try Meetup. Two of the easiest ways to start getting out there. And if there's a group that you see that you really want to speak for, attend their meetings. Now, don't just go once. Here's my recommendation. Attend 3 meetings. Here's why. You get a really good sense of the regulars in the meeting. You get a really great sense of what they need and their requirements and how you can actually help them. And also they get to know you. So when you say, well, you know, I actually do speak, I give talks or presentations, and let them know the result of what you share. When you say, you know, which helps people to stand out, especially business people or business owners to stand out so that their clients can find them more easily, you have got like 10 times more chance of the person or the organisation saying, actually, yeah, we'd love you to speak. In fact, I use this very same technique. I started using this very same technique back from 2012 when I went to like the traditional business breakfast meetings, and I was part of that group. So we did our 60-second pitches, and every now and then kind of like hand in the hat to do a 10-minute presentation or 10-minute talk on your business. So having done that, I remember one day identifying that a lot of people within the group were stuck. So one day I proposed, you know, very quietly to the person hosting the meeting and got myself more visible to them and just said, look, you know, I notice a lot of the members are struggling with this thing and I can really help. Why don't we hire this space for 3 hours afterwards and do like a mini workshop? We put it out to the members, they said yes, and God love them, they even paid a ticket price to attend. So that was something that was tacked on the end of a breakfast meeting, which worked out really well. We had our meeting, we had some breakfast, we got started, and they got a ton of value. So that's something for the medium people that's stuck between a rock and a hard place. So I hope that's helpful. I'm just reading Martin's question. He said, I'm total novice in speaking. How do you get over the nerves and give an air of confidence when speaking? Oh my gosh, I could do a whole day workshop on this, and in fact have. So Martin, here's what you do. First things first, when you want to get over the nerves, there's 2 things in your question. I'm not sure that you realise. You want to get over the nerves, and you also want to give an air of confidence. That's actually 2 separate things. Just because you're nervous doesn't mean you can't be confident. So I want you to know that. So getting over the nerves. Whatever the subject is that you speak on, Martin, and do type in the box below, let us know, because it's not just me, it's other people who might need what you want. So if you're finding that you're feeling nervous about speaking, it's usually because the focus is on ourselves. Now let me explain what that means. In order for us to be nervous, to be happy, to be sad, to feel any emotion, there's a certain amount of internal work, which we're probably quite used to, which reflects on ourselves. So in previous Facebook Lives and in previous trainings, I've talked about the torch. So this one's for you, Martin. So when you are speaking to your audience, if you focus on yourself, that's what allows you to create the nerves and continue and be nervous. But when you focus on the audience instead, and this is no naked strawberries rubbish, you know, like imagine them naked or covered in strawberries and all of that, because that doesn't work. But this is thinking about the message that you shared. So this was why I was wondering what you do, so I can give you an example that you can actually use. So if you do put it in there, then I'll give you an example. But here's the thing. With the torch, imagine that you've got a big, bright, shining torch and you're shining it on yourself. When that happens, you're thinking about, oh my gosh, am I going to go red? Am I going to mess my words up? And you're thinking about yourself. And it's likely that you will do. I can prove it to you because when I talk about people counting ums or saying ums, the number of ums that I say goes up tenfold. I start to lose my track of my words because in order to even say that to you, I have to think about the times when I'm maybe not confident and I have to sort of go and find my words. So when you are shining the torch to yourself, that will allow you to indulge in your nervousness. But when you're thinking about the audience, and I'm not saying think about the audience and how you can impress them or how you can be confident, think about the subject you're speaking about. If I allowed myself to sit here and think about the fact that my hair's sticking up out the back there, the fact that sometimes I go to speak and I might spray it and not say it, or might get tongue-tied or use the wrong word, in order to indulge myself in that, I go into my own head. That allows me to feel even more nervous. And I don't want that. What I do want, and in some respects, I don't care whether it sounds confident or not to you, I want to just make sure that I'm giving or adding value to you. So I'm thinking, what is it you need to know? Well, you need to know the answer to the question. I haven't got time to indulge in myself. Here's a little tip for you. You turn the torchlight back out and literally metaphorically do that, and now you're focusing on your audience, and now you're thinking about what they need, what information you can share with them that would be really helpful. When you're in that space, you don't even go there. So the tip there is, if you know you're prone to get nervous, say to yourself, and this is bonkers, I know I'm going to get nervous, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on them first, and then I'll be nervous after I've finished speaking. Just tell yourself that. You'll be amazed at how many great instructions you can give to yourself. And in terms of giving an air of confidence, I think this is a bit like being a comedian. And I once had to do a 15-minute talk, which was in the style of a TED talk and stand-up comedy. And I got really nervous, like especially 48 hours before. But what I realised was that if I stood up and tried to sound funny, I wouldn't sound funny. So if you stand up and try to exude an air of confidence, then it's likely that you will unravel and undo that. So just connect with the people. There are lots of different body language tricks that you can use, not to trick your audience, but to trick the part of your brain that's trying to make you nervous. So that's one of the tips that I would give in terms of the air of confidence when speaking. I hope that helps, Martin. I hope we get to see what you do so that I can help. So we also have a beginner. So here's the thing. As a beginner, there'll be certain thoughts, if you like, or certain ways in which you want to get out there and speak. And when you get out there and speak, it might be the thought of speaking to a live audience might freak you out, but less of that might be making a video where you get to record it a number of times and pick the one that you want to do. Or it could be doing a webinar. For some people it's doing a Facebook Live over public speaking, but identify the way in which you speak. It could just be an audio. Identify which of those is the best one for you to go for, and just go for it. Do more of it. Keep going. Do more, do more, do more. So, you know, there's no right or wrong. As an absolute beginner, you might prefer to do an audio. And, you know, allow yourself to know as a beginner that you will likely make mistakes. Even as a medium, even as an advanced, you'll likely make mistakes. And if that's you, just accept that and move on with it. If I'm talking to you now and I do something really silly, like I'll spit as I speak, I'll say, oh, I'll say it, not spray it. Now that might not sound elegant, but I incorporate what's going on in my environment. In fact, one of my friends today reminded me of a video, and I'll have to dig it out and share it with you, that I did on a train. People were walking past, looking at me, I held my camera out, and right in the middle of my video, they made the announcement, please mind the gaps. So I laughed and went, yeah, where in your life do you need to mind the gaps? What gaps are you trying to fill? And incorporated it. You know, I've got my window open and a dog's barking outside. And I might just go, whoa, be quiet, dog. I'm trying to do a live in here. It's as simple as that. So really acknowledge what's going on for you. Okay. So we've got medium only, do Facebook Live and recorded videos. Once did offline to only 5 people. That's fine. I have spoken to, I remember going to do a talk once and it snowed, and I'd driven from London to deepest, darkest Surrey, and I was met by the host really nervously that said, I'm so sorry, you know, only a handful of people have turned up, and a couple of them I still can't get hold of. I think I did that talk that night to 3 people in the audience, plus the host, plus me. So there were 5 of us, including me and the host, 3 people. But you know what? It enabled me, rather than standing there and preaching at them and being all static, it allowed us to say, like, pull up your chair, let's sit in a circle, let's get nice and cozy, and let's delve a little deeper into what it is that you want to find out. So it gives you an opportunity. So don't worry about whether it's 3 people, 5 people, or anything else like that. Go for it. And I'm going to set you all a task. I would love it for you to book your next place to speak, whether it's out there publicly, whether it's a webinar that you're going to organise, a podcast, whether it's a video that you're going to do. And either, if you feel to, let me know in the box below the date and the time that you're going to do it, or in the Vibes Tribe, you can put that in there, which is the Facebook group. If you go to the top of this page and click on the visit the group, you'll get to see the group. And every Sunday, I allow you to share whatever you want with whatever link or URL you want. So if it's a podcast, or if it's a video, or if it's your page, you can say, I'm going to be speaking on Tuesday, the 26th of June, or Thursday, whatever day that is. Well, I should know because it's Alan's birthday and my birthday. On the 26th of June at 5 p.m. on my Facebook page, and you can put a link to your Facebook page so people can remember and they can join you. So I'd love you to do that. So I just knocked my stand over. You say medium-ish, and it's funny. I was a member of the WI last year. Do you know what? I love the Women's Institute, and at the time I was making cakes and like handmade chocolates, like Thornton style chocolates. Yes, I do that. So, or I did do that. And that's how I started my business. So I went there and did a talk with them and allowed them to try the chocolates, and got so many orders, and they were lovely, really, really lovely. So that's another great place to start. Oh, wow. Martin, I've just read what you do. You're a firewalking instructor. So it's important for you to be confident in your instruction on performing the firewalk work. So I actually think your confidence piece is really easy, Martin. I did a firewalk with Tony Robbins, and the confidence that you need to exude isn't, I am confident and, you know, I am the leader and everything else like this. The type of confidence that you need to zone into, like imagine for a moment, Martin, I've never ever done a firewalk before, and to be fair, if I did another one, I would need your instruction. I'm under no illusion that, oh, well, I've done one so I could do loads. Every single time I did a firewalk or do a firewalk, I would need your instruction. So here's where your confidence lay. You will know that I could be going through all sorts of emotion: fear, excitement, anticipation. Let's just take those three emotions. If I'm in fear, the confidence that you will exude to me will be one of listen to me, cutting through the fear, listen to me, follow the instructions, you'll be all right. If it's a excitement, you might, and you'd hate me as an excitable person, because I'll be like talking to everyone and flapping and not listening to your instructions, which, as you know, is of paramount importance. So the confidence that you would exude there would be one that's maybe more authoritarian. It'd be, listen, this is really important. And when you're getting into your stuff about how to help me do the firewalk, you'll have no room to be nervous. I mean, what do you want to do? You've got a choice at this time, Martin. You can go, oh my gosh, I hate speaking to people, I don't want to speak to people, oh my gosh. Or you can be like Jenny, watch yourself, because there are a number of important steps you need to follow. I'm going to take you through those steps. You need to listen to every single one of them, and then we're going to get you to do the firewalk. So that's actually where your confidence will come from, focusing on me and making sure that you're helping me or your firewalking students. That's amazing. Martin, if you're not already in the Vibes Tribe, please go in there. That's awesome. I love that you're a firewalk person. So you need to be confident in your instruction on performing the firewalk. I think if you're focusing on other people, I mean, come on, who wouldn't? I know this sounds a bizarre question to ask, and it might sound a little bit mad, and you know that I'm a bit kind of like, just do it. But you know what? For me, firewalking, for those of you that think I'm complete fruit to do it, and Martin's a complete fruit to, want to train it out, when you have done a firewalk, you have told your brain that you're doing something that you might have previously told yourself you're impossible. For those of you that know you've got lower confidence levels in some part of your life, some part of your business, some part of your visibility, it might even be your relationships, I highly recommend doing a firewalk. Because when you have walked across those hot coals and told yourself you can do something you previously deemed impossible, you have that experience, that moment when you actually realise that anything and everything is possible. And when you've got that as a point of reference to go back to, it makes you feel so invincible. So you pull something out of yourself that you didn't know you have. And I have to say, for my firewalk, all I remember seeing is a flag post I was looking at in the distance and my arms doing this. Nobody took a picture of me doing it, but I'm quite sure that I would have had some very weird vacant stare, because I was completely in the zone. And the reason that I was in the zone was because I was able to listen to somebody very similar to Martin on their instructions, what to do, how to be, how to think, what to do, how to be, how to think, how to go for it. And without work like Martin's, there could be a lot of bad things going on there. So I hope that helps, Martin. Does that help for all of you? So what I'd love you to do is I'd love you to commit and let me know in the box below, publicly, I know, and let me know in the box below when you're going to do your next talk, speaking, presentation. You might need a few hours or 24 hours to go and have a look for where that would be. And as I say, Eventbrite would be a pretty good place to look, and so we'll meet up. So let me know where you're going to speak next, what you're going to do next. I can't wait to hear how that's going to unfold. If you're not in the Visibility Vibes Tribe group already, just go to the top of the page, click join the group, get in there. And a couple of other things that I just wanted to say is that I'm going to be speaking quite a bit this month. So there's a few things for the women here. In fact, it seems like June is the month for the women. So one of the places that I'm going to be speaking or presenting will be next week. There's a 2-day retreat that's happening in Essex with easy transport links from London and lots of other places. It's 2 days. It's Thursday and Friday, which I believe is the 14th and 15th. If you would like to know more about that, there's a message button at the top of this page. Send a message and I will send you the link and you can have a look at the information. Even if you're watching this on the replay, I'll send you the information. I think there's one more space left and I hope there's still one more space left. But I'll send you the link so you can have a look and join. And this is a business retreat that's designed to stop you from being in the overwhelm of the doing, and just have you in a very small, intimate setting with facilitators and coaches and somebody that's leading the program, so that you can be more of you. You can have the space to work out what you want to do. And this is going to be especially good for those of you who've got kids. So with the World Cup coming up, you ladies might want to delegate the childcare and the football to the man. Go and have 2 days where you can like replenish and refresh yourselves. So that's happening on the 14th and 15th, which is next week. On the 23rd, which is a Saturday, I'm going to be speaking at the Women Elevating Women conference in London. I'm going to be talking about visibility and more, how to be visible on video. So if that's you and you'd like to do that in London from 10 till 4, in fact, you've got 2 more days before the special ticket price. I can give you a special code so you can get a great ticket price, and that is hosted by the lovely Tacumbo. So again, if you would like to go along to that, maybe bring a business friend or 2 with you as well, then there are still some tickets available for that. And then finally, on my birthday, the 26th of June, if you are a woman that works in travel or the travel industry or transportation, or even a man that's like woman friendly that wants to be able to be in an environment or organisation that elevates women, I'm going to be giving a talk to the AWT, which is the Association of Women Travel Executives. These are women who are at executive and very senior level in the travel industry, so there aren't enough of them, and they want there to be more. And for those women who are also aspiring to raise through the ranks and do that. So if that's you, then do let us know. Do let us know. And if you want to attend that or find the details of that, if you go into the message box at the top and type in travel, and I'll send you the information. And I'm trying to remember the title of it, but it's called Your Time to Shine, and it's about it's tips for smart women to become even more visible. Okay, so it's as simple as that. Smart women to become even more visible, your time to shine. There's been a lot of conversation around gender gaps and things like that. So, yes. Okay. Martin said you totally summed up firewalking, Jenny. You do feel like you can take on anything after you've done a firewalk. Would love for you to attend one of my events. Absolutely. You know, as I say, I've done a firewalk and I've done a glass walk, and I'm under no illusion that just because I've done both of those things already that it makes it easier the next time. There's different mind games, different challenges. So, I got so much from a firewalk. So your job, Martin, is to start talking to people. So here's the step up for you, Martin. I want you to become even more visible in a different way, in a new way, so that you get new people, new results, more people attending your firewalks. So thank you for the invitation and letting me know about your firewalks and your events. What people really need to know is why they should do it. They will want to know what it is. They will want to know how. So you might not, in your pre-event information, You might not say you're going to do this, this and this, but you'll need to let them know how people achieve something that's seemingly so impossible, and you need to let them know the benefits. And I can guarantee for the most people that I work with and people that work closely with me, the piece that they forget to tell people about is why they should do it. Okay, so why they should do it and the benefits to them are the two pieces that people miss out the most. So although that was kind of for you, Martin, it was for everyone else as well. So I hope that that's been helpful to you. I'd love to see you in the group, love to hear what you're about. Thank you so much for joining, and remember, don't keep me a secret. Please share this on your timeline, in your groups if you've got one, or even by private message. You never know who might need to hear what I've been talking about today. Thank you so much for watching. So lots of love to you all. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Ian. I think Queen Julia is on, which is great. Thank you, France Lee. Thank you so much. I think I said thank you to Ian, but I'll make sure. Thank you, Lisa. And for the rest of you that have been popping on and watching and maybe felt like you just wanted to be a bit in the background, thank you to you. See you on the next video, which will be at 7 a.m. this Monday, starting a bit of Monday motivation for you, and get used to seeing my face popping around Facebook, because you will. Lots of love to you. Be seen, be heard, get visible. Bye for now.